By owning my own business as a pet groomer, I have more than doubled my income than when I was employed. This allows me to make more and work less. The priority in my life is to be at home with my girls during the day. I only work, I would say, like 15 to 25 hours a week, and I make more than what I did working 40 hours a week. So if you are interested in hearing a little bit about my story, what got me here today, and how I can help you get to that same place with very little investment, just stay tuned. I've got my kind of career timeline below here, and I'm going to be glancing at it because there's lots of dates that I need to refer to. But to give you a little bit more info about present day, it is 2024. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have two little girls under 4. We have 2 rescue dogs, and we just recently bought an acreage property, our dream property, and we're fixing up an old house. If I haven't mentioned already, I own a mobile pet grooming business called Pause and Relax Mobile Pet Grooming and Reiki Services. This business allows me to work less and make more so that I can be at home with my girls during the day, working evenings and Saturday mornings. Let's get into my career timeline. I'm going to try to keep it really quick, but I want to give you guys a background of where I come from and how I became the pet groomer and person that I am today. So in 2010, I got hired on at a dog kennel. It was like boarding, grooming, and daycare. There also was a cat section as well. This was my very first job. I was like 16 or 17, very like newly had my license. A little bit before being hired, my kind of sole childhood dog, Tommy, passed away, and I really just felt that calling in my heart to work with animals. So then in 2012, I was promoted to supervisor, which sounds really fancy, but at that place, it really wasn't. As a kennel attendant, you really don't get paid that much, usually minimum wage. At the time, I think I started at like $9, and then when I was promoted, I made like $12 or something, so nothing super exciting. And also, just based on my personality type, I feel like I kind of failed at being a supervisor because major people-pleasing tendencies and had a hard time telling people what to do. So was it the right position for me? No, but yeah, I got promoted to supervisor. After a year of being a supervisor, I realized like this is not the life for me. And in 2013, I became a pet groomer. Now, a little bit of backstory of that, I actually thought the ticket to working with animals and making money was to become a vet tech. And after doing all my volunteer hours for the vet tech program, I was sorely disappointed to hear other vet techs literally tell me, do not get into this profession because they are paid so horribly and the work is incredibly sad. Now, I do have to say, if you're a vet tech, like, kudos to you. We need vet techs in the world. If you don't know what those are, they're basically nurses for pets. But yeah, decided not to go into that career and went to school to become a pet groomer. From 2013 to 2016, once I got out of school, I went back to the same kennel and I was a pet groomer there. Now, I worked there for that long, but I wasn't happy there. In my opinion, it wasn't ran right, and it just wasn't the right fit for me anymore. But I was always too scared to make that leap of faith to either start my own business or get hired on somewhere else. Now, unfortunately, in 2016, there was 14 dogs that died at that kennel due to a heating malfunction. I was there that morning when the dogs were found, and many of these dogs were dogs that I knew and loved since 2010. So for 6 years, some of them my grooming clients. This was incredibly disturbing to me, obviously. I literally took black garbage bags, chucked everything into them, and left. I came back one other time to go for like a group counseling that the company had put on, kind of a what is the word, a trauma counseling, that sort of thing. But after that, I never came back. Prior to that, I did get approached to work for a mobile grooming company, but once again, I was too scared to take the leap. I'm pretty sure I emailed her back and said something about being afraid of driving, which was sort of true at the time. But once I left that job, decided I wasn't going back to that, knew I didn't really like working with other people and I just liked working with animals, I reached back out to that mobile company. In 2016, I got hired on with a mobile grooming company. She worked out of her grooming trailer and I worked out of a Wagon Tails at the time grooming van. As I worked for this company, I seen the potential of how much you can make as a mobile groomer. I was getting paid 50% commission, but with mobile grooming, there really isn't that much overhead other than gas, your licenses, insurance, that sort of thing, but there's less overhead than a salon. When you're getting paid 50%, if you just start your own business, then you're going to start making 50% more. And after kind of playing around with my pricing and whatnot, once I started my business, I realized how you can make even more than 50%. Okay, so before any of you come at me, I 100% understand that a business doesn't just automatically start making 50% plus more unless, big unless, a few things. First of all, you choose the right business model or a debt-free business model, such as my stepping stone business model, which I'll get into more of that at the end of this video. You also need to price accordingly, not like everybody around you. You need to have a set marketing strategy. I use free methods and tactics. And before you do any of that, before you even pick a business model, you need to assess and potentially shift your mindset. Also, more on this later in the video. And guys, don't worry. If you're thinking like, well, great, I already have a business, it's not making me money, like I started everything wrong. Don't worry, I have lots more videos coming out in this series that is going to be talking about adjusting your pricing, marketing, the list goes on. So don't worry, you guys. Okay, back to my story. That is what inspired me to start my own business. I saw the earning potential and I was like, why am I making money for somebody else? I did not have the funds to buy a pre-made hand-v van or Wagon Tails van, that sort of thing. They are very expensive. And my husband is a saint and a very handy man, so we decided to take on the challenge of building my own mobile pet grooming van, which is what I'm sitting in right now. We documented it on my YouTube channel. There's lots of info on there for people that are doing their own van build. But in 2019, I started my own business. So I worked for that company for 2 years and then I said, to heck with this. I finally just took the leap and never went back. I will never work for somebody ever again. And even though that all sounds good and dandy, a happy little story at the end, a successful business, a successful life from what it seems from this story and the outside, but I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And I want to help other pet groomers looking to get into starting their own business from making the same mistakes that I did. So I've made it my mission to help other pet groomers and lovers increase their income by starting their own business and also help show them how they can start their own business with very little initial investment. Yeah, and that's my story. That's what leaves me here today. Yeah, I'm excited to help anybody that is interested. If you want to know more about how you can increase your income by starting your own business, even if you're not a pet groomer, the little known business model that I am going to be teaching can be for entry-level people that are just pet lovers and not necessarily pet groomers. So if that is something that interests you, I encourage you to follow my YouTube account and also send me a DM. If you are ready for the next step towards your dream pet grooming business, the perfect place to start is for you to go through my free business workbook. I am going to be coming out with a corresponding YouTube video about the workbook. But this will help you crush your fear about starting your business and address all your concerns regarding not having enough time or money to start. Links for that can be found down below. I promise the end of this, me talking about contacting me, it is not like an MLM pitch. I just would love to help you guys make your dream life come true. So, yeah, thanks for watching today. I'd love to have you guys stick around and I'd love to help you out. I will see you guys very soon.